Good evening, everyone. My name is Martisha Haynes, founder of Social Good in Action, and I would like to thank you for participating in our online Team and Partners virtual meeting. Today, we will start off with State Representative Ron Reynolds discussing the COVID 19 updates, voting, and Census 2020. Please stay tuned.
First of all, it is great to be here with such great community leaders. I am so proud of Social Good in Action, such a phenomenal nonprofit organization that gives back to our community that's making a tremendous difference. Thank you for assembling this much needed platform so that we can give out some very key information. As you have charged me with giving a COVID 19 update, I just want to start off by saying we today are over 200,000 deaths in America from COVID-19 that are COVID-19 related. And so we lead the world in the number of deaths. And so this is a great platform to talk about where we are today on this 19th day of September 2020. Currently, we know that Texas is one of the states that has a high number of COVID-19 positive cases, and that number still is rising. So I don't want anybody to believe or get caught up in the myth that COVID-19 has gone away. We still have to be on high alert. I know that the governor made an announcement on Friday where he rolled back some of the safeguards, but we still currently have a mask ordinance in place, so that people still need to wear masks when they go out. We still highly encourage people to avoid large gatherings. We want people to continue to practice social distancing. That doesn't mean that you won't be able to go out. That means that when you go out, you have a mask and that you are making sure that you don't get too close to people, particularly people that don't have a mask on. If someone doesn't have a mask on, they can certainly spread the virus. And so it does save lives. And that's why we continue to encourage people to wear the mask and wear them properly. When I see people with a mask on is not properly cover their nose, then that mask might as well not even be on because it needs to cover your nose and your mouth. And so people need to properly wear those masks. And then they need to practice good hygiene. That means that when they go out and they're touching surfaces, because most people don't wear gloves when they're out, and this coronavirus, COVID-19, can be transmitted in the air and it can be transmitted from the surface. And so you may be touching something, the virus is present and you can't see it with the naked eye. And so therefore we encourage people to make sure that they're using good hygiene, they're washing their hands, that they are using hand sanitizers and soap to wash away the bacteria and from the COVID-19 that can be transmitted. And therefore, you're able to reduce the risk that even though you may have touched came in contact with it, if you had the mask on, that you won't get it by touching your face or touching your nose or touching your eye, because that way it can get into your bloodstream. And so those are some of the things that we can do. We know for a fact that until there's a vaccination, that we're going to have to be on high alert. And so I don't want anybody to be dismayed to believing that this is something that's going to go away anytime soon. The facts are from the Centers for Disease Control is that there's likely not to be a vaccination that's able to be out into the mainstream until sometime next year at best. And so we're going to have to continue to hunker down. We're going to have to continue to stay patient and positive and get through by helping all of our brothers and sisters, because this has had a great toll on Houstonians, on Texans. Many of us know someone that has had it. A lot of us know someone that's died from it, and therefore we all need to be on heightened alert. And that doesn't mean that we operate in fear. It just means that we operate with a sense of consciousness, knowing that we have to protect ourselves. And the facts are the African American community has been hit the hardest. The African American community has been hit the hardest in the number of COVID-19 related deaths, African Americans and Hispanics. And so we know within the Black community, we need to be even more alert. And I'll say this as I give my final thoughts. Testing is so urgent. Even people that don't have any symptoms, that means they're asymptomatic. They have no symptoms of fever or cough or anything. They still can be COVID-19 positive. That just means they're asymptomatic and they can spread the virus. And I want to commend Ms. Hines for working with Congressman Green to get testing sites over in the Sunnyside community. We have testing free COVID-19 testing sites all over, and I urge people to take advantage of it. The reason why is because even if you have no symptoms, you can be spreading it to others, and therefore it gets worse and worse and worse. So when you get tested and you test positive, you can quarantine. You can effectively reduce the spread by staying and sheltering in place and not exposing yourself to others. Because even though you're asymptomatic, you have no symptoms, you can easily spread it to others, and that could be a deadly spread. And so the only way we can flatten the curve is by following these protocols. Again, wearing your mask, social distancing, using good hygiene, making sure that you are not you're avoiding large gatherings, and even family gatherings where many are gathered. People are catching the COVID-19 like that in backyard cookouts. So you have to be on heightened alert. You have to assume that everybody has it, especially if they're not in your immediate family and you don't know where they've been. You need to assume that they have it, and that's not a bad thing. That's just being smart. So thank you for allowing me to update. We're doing as many mask giveaways as we can. We have another one coming up next Saturday. And I want to encourage everyone that doesn't have PPEs to just come out. They have plenty of free PPEs. People are having to do more with less because of this COVID-19. So we'll do everything we can to make sure people get free masks, free sanitizers, and certainly we're going to continue to have the free food giveaways to make sure that our community has everything they need in terms of resources during these tough times. So let's all help our brothers and sisters. Let's live by the scripture that says, to whom much is given, much is required. Many of our brothers and sisters are struggling mentally. I'm glad you're going to cover that today. Emotionally, financially, suicide is up, domestic violence is up, and depression and all that is up. Stress, anxiety, all of that is up because of COVID-19. So let's do everything we can. Thank you so much for everything that you do, Morticia, Mayor Hines, Freddie, everybody that's on this call, Nicole, all of you all, I love you. I appreciate everything that everybody does to give back. That's the only way we can overcome this. Just like we did with Hurricane Harvey, we came together as Houston strong, Texas strong. We will come together like this for COVID-19. And with faith and us being able to work together, we'll overcome this as well. Thank you so much.